So the last 24 hours, crypto kinda wrecked us. And if you think the reckoning is over, think again. You probably are about to get more wrecked. So I want us to be prepared. But apart from that, I also want to look at the positive side of things. And I got a cool couple of topics right here, which I'd like to discuss. Because a giveaway is coming for the Fomo fam. I got a nice gem that I participated in. Some guys of you did. Would like to go over that. And just take a look at the altcoin market as well. So with that being said, welcome to the Fomo Factory. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and smack that like button. And guys, let me start by saying thank you for 10,000 subscribers. It's amazing. It's been a cool ride. I've been working my ass off for this channel, and I love to see that you guys like and enjoy the content. So please just keep on smacking these like buttons. And to celebrate that we have now 10,000 subscribers, I'm doing a small crypto giveaway, or small, it could be a lot for you, couple of $100. All you have to do is be a part of the Telegram group, Fomo Factory Telegram group. I will announce the details there. Link is down below. With that being said, let's take a look at the crypto market at the moment. So at the moment of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at $19,800. So welcome back, teens. It's not 20s anymore. It went pretty fast. And I honestly, it kind of went against my expectation, to be really honest. It was likely that we were going to have a pullback. Also said, like, yeah, it's very understandable, and these are the levels that I'm looking out for. But we broke that level kind of right away. Like, this $21,000 level is a big level of support, but not in this case. We just broke right through it. We broke through the bull market support band, at least the upper side of it. And now it looks like we are hanging at the lower side of it. And I am very... I'm cautious right now. Let me put it like that. I'm cautious right now because it is definitely possible that we go to the lower side of that. And if that happens, yeah, then there is a long way down to go. So let me talk a little bit about what the possibilities are right here. But also, what's the reason for this crash? Because it is not like a small, dip or anything. It's pretty significant. If we look at the daily chart, you'll see that yesterday we had one candle of 6%, and today we get another candle, and it's a total of 10% already, right? So that's quite a lot. It's something. Now, what's the reason? Miles Deutscher had a pretty good tweet about that. In the last 24 hours, stocks plus crypto shed $2 trillion in value. New York attorney labels Ethereum as a security, which is fucked up. So, and what I don't really understand though, but I'm trying to figure it out, KuCoin is hit with a lawsuit because they are trading Ethereum, which is supposed to be a security. Like, okay, why the fuck is Ethereum a security? And why KuCoin? Like, every exchange has Ethereum listed. So I haven't really followed that yet. So if you know that, let me know. But it's kind of weird to me. Silicon Valley bank crash, UOB flash crash, Biden proposes tax on Bitcoin mining, and Voyager, liquidating assets. Just another day in crypto. Right. You have to understand what's the positive thing right here. When we are really in the deepest of a bear market and we get one of these things, one piece of bad news, it could already drive the price down a lot. Now we had 6 of these things all in once. Yeah, it's 10%. It's pretty much. But when you check what's going on, I feel like, well, could be worse. We also have Mt. Gox, by the way. People are kind of, anticipating towards that as well. So there's quite a lot going on. And if you then look at how Bitcoin responded, yeah, it's that psychological level of 20K is broken again. But could be worse in my opinion. But it's not nice to see. If we look at the levels that we should hold, like I said, that 21K, I thought, like, if we looked at all this support, all this resistance, I thought, like, yeah, it would be understandable if we hold that. Well, probably Bitcoin felt like, fuck that level. So that's kind of that kind of sucks, guys. So the next level that I'm looking out for, well, is basically this level where we are right now, 20k give or take. Because if we look at the weekly time frame and we look at this diagonal trend line, right, that we have, that we we created right here. We had resistance right here. We had a little resistance right here. We finally broke it, tested it as support, and now it's coming down. Right. What could happen is, of course, that this little part right here is happening to be a fake out. So if we close the week above $20,400, that would be pretty. That would be pretty positive, in my opinion, because then it turns out that this was just a fake out and that we still hold this diagonal as support. If we really close below it and we fall back inside this range, then it's looking less good, and we'll come back to that. When we look at horizontal support, yeah, 18,400, but you can also draw it like this, which is 18,700. I honestly think that this area, let me make it an area instead of one support level. So the area of around here, right, between 19.5 and 18.8. Let me put it like that. I think that's an area that if we get there would be a good accumulation phase for Bitcoin. Like I said, my strategy is getting into Bitcoin. Then later, when the Bitcoin dominance is really high, I'm gonna shift my Bitcoin into altcoins, because altcoins keep on bleeding against Bitcoin. If we look again at ADA, for example, Cardano, you see that ADA Cardano right here, it just made a lower low. It wasn't pretty close, but this candle was again a lower low, right? So if you look to buy, in this case, Cardano at the bottom of the cycle, you could have done this week. Literally, you buy the bottom this week, right? And it goes for a lot of altcoins. And since it's still making lower lows and lower highs, I don't see a reason why this is now the low and why it cannot get any lower. So when it comes to that, I feel like, yeah, it's better to be in Bitcoin. Although, like I said, Bitcoin is now getting wrecked, right? Ethereum is now getting wrecked. But what the funny thing is, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance, this weekly candle had a big drop as well, right? So this is the Bitcoin dominance. It was hovering a little bit, but it broke to the downside pretty hard as well. Found support at a pretty understandable level right here. But the Bitcoin dominance is going down, which means that altcoins are doing pretty fine compared to Bitcoin. What does that mean? Well, when I am completely honest, it means that the altcoin crash is about to happen, because Bitcoin had a pretty hard fall. Altcoins not so much, right? They also came down. AVAX also came down. Cake probably also came down, but not as much as Bitcoin. And I think that if now we're going to see the Bitcoin dominance going up again, and the Bitcoin price, it will stay the same or maybe a little up or down, but mainly down, then altcoins can really take a big hit. So I'm pretty careful with altcoins, but I'm going to talk a little bit about some altcoins that are hitting some quite interesting levels right now, because these are the times where you must be scared, but look at this like a possibility. I always said, like, if this altcoin goes to this level, it's a good opportunity. And you always feel like that until the altcoin actually gets there, because then you are scared, because then you feel like, yeah, but it's getting there because this and this and this. It has a reason why it's going down, right? Take advantage of that. But on the other hand, don't try to catch every single dip, okay? Although a 10% dip on Bitcoin is quite significant. So, this is actually a dip that you could be buying though. But if we look at the total 3 for altcoins, yeah, this is quite interesting, because like I said, altcoins, they took a pretty big hit, right? We were in this range between, sorry for the mess, but between this white line and this yellow line, right? We were ranging up, down, up, down. We broke out, and now we got right back in it. We even broke the bull market support band right here. So that is not really that positive for altcoins. One positive thing for the longer term though is if we look at this. All right, so let me remove this line real quick. Look at these two yellow lines right here. Let me remove this line, by the way, and this line is not important. Look at this. This is the range that the total tree has been in since basically 2 years. This is a falling wedge, and falling wedges are usually breaking out to the upside. If you have a rising wedge, which looks like, this right here, something like this, that's usually breaking out to the downside. So if you see an altcoin or Bitcoin, whatever, doing something like this, it's positive that it goes up, but it's actually a bearish pattern because usually this happens, right? And then it usually comes down to the place where the wedge has started. So in this case, right here. Well, with a falling wedge, it's the other way around. So this, although it's now painful, it's actually a bullish pattern. And although it's because it's over the weekly time frame, it takes a lot more time to play out, but the moves eventually are going to get bigger. So what's typically to happen with these kind of patterns is that we go up, down, and please guys, keep in mind, it's so possible that we get here, right? And that means a lot for your altcoins. But at the end of the day, we typically break out to the upside, and it's a high possibility that we end up right here, right? Because that's where we started. So if you look at this wedge, you will have more returns if you buy your altcoins right here than here. What does it mean for your altcoins? Well, let's take a look at this. Just this week, this candle was a drop of 10% on the total tree. 10%. Let's take a look. Cardano, for example, this week, 12%. AVAX this week, 15%. Cake this week, 10%. Phantom this week, 30%. Right? I can go on and on and on. Moonbeam, 17%. What I try to say is that if you see a 10% drop here, you see an average of around 15% on altcoins. Why is that? Because the total tree includes stable coins, right? So everything you see right here, your altcoin will, move 1.5% extra, or percent 1.5x extra, right? So if we eventually get to the lower side of this wedge, which is possible, of course, because this is still the pattern, right? It will take us around maybe here. That's 25%. That means around 30, let's say 35% on altcoins from this point could still go down, right? And that's an average, of course. One altcoin will fall harder than the other. But if we look at this, for example, AVAX, 35, sorry. I don't have an excuse for that. 35% on AVAX, let me take a look. That's here, $9. It's a new low. That's a new cycle low, right? We have Cardano, 35% Cardano. Well, that happens to be around this support area, 18 cents Cardano, new low. I think that's a place where a lot of altcoins could find their bottom. And I also said that a lot of altcoins probably already have seen their bottom when it comes to the USDT pair. And I still think that. But there are also always altcoins that haven't seen that yet, right? And the total tree just doesn't look that strong to me. So be a little careful with buying altcoins when you are in a rush. But I said that this is possible, right? That this is possible. Something like this. And it is, definitely. But it doesn't mean it has to happen, right? Therefore, if you assume that this is going to happen and you wait to buy right here, you could make the most gains out of it. But you can also try to time the bottom then and get wrecked anyway. So you want to look at a dollar cost strategy in this case as well, because there are a lot of altcoins that give you a good opportunity right now. So let's take a look at some altcoins. First, is there something to see with the S&P? Yeah, also, I hope this is going to be a fake out right here. Otherwise, we are back in this range, and then this was all just a fake out, right? We were holding resistance, finally broke out multiple weeks, and now we are in it again. Fake outs could happen, happened here as well, right? And the week after that, we came above it again. So it could still be a fake out. So don't rush into things, and look how it is going. Let me take a look. Before we're going to talk about altcoins, though, I want to give a shout out to this project, Steady Stack Titans. I've bought this NFT, and it's quite fucking expensive. Also for me, it's not like, oh, this guy has a YouTube channel, so he is rich. It's definitely not the case. So it was a lot of money for me, but this is the NFT with the most utility ever. Their Discord is fucking fire. I can show you because there's only information that the people with a Titan can show you. And I'm not saying buy this because this is freaking expensive, but I definitely don't regret buying this. But yeah, I tried to get some knowledge about NFTs as well. Another project that I invested in, and a lot of you guys also did, was Games for a Living. I participated with it in Engine Starter and Seedify. In Engine Starter, I still have an allocation I can buy with, so that's pretty cool. I invested quite a fuckload of money. Sorry for the cursing, but I invested quite some money in Games for a Living. I think this project, the market conditions are now unfortunately completely turned around. So I really am curious how this is going to do. But the project is top notch. Their team is top notch. The CEO, if you look at his LinkedIn, you can go to his portfolio and you can see the games that he developed or managed. And there are some games right here. Roller Coaster. There was like the Powerpuff Girls or whatever. FIFA. He participated in some pretty big games, Lego Stunt Rally, which is pretty cool. The CEO, so the founder of EA Sports, you know what that is also in the team. Monday, they are going to release on Bitmart, Bit2Me, and PancakeSwap. I'm really curious to see how the release is going. If it does a 10x, let's say, then it's going to be really positive for Seedify and Engine Starter as well, and for my portfolio. But the market conditions are bad luck right now, bad luck. So I'm really curious. But solid project, solid long-term project. And I'm not saying buy it right away when it comes out. You want to check how the token vesting is going to be, but it's actually not that bad. But let's dive into a couple of altcoins before I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to talk about everything, but just a couple of altcoins that I feel like might be interesting. Because although I do think that we are still falling and maybe it's not the best time, you never know when you are getting support, right? And if you felt like, man, this altcoin was so, like I missed it, maybe dollar cost a little bit, right? So when it comes to my crypto gaming portfolio, let's take a look at some things. Let's take a look at a couple of things. Altora. I had my price target set at around 17 cents, right? Look where it bounced, quite off that level. And it's kind of there as well. So Altora, if you want a DCA, good level, if you ask me. D-Race, I don't like D-Race that much anymore, but that's personal. If you look at the level $2 cost, it's better to buy it here than here, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Engine Starter, not quite there yet. We had some better opportunities the last couple of weeks. I think it could go back in this range maybe. Gala is hit. It has hit my first target, so that's pretty interesting. What I'm about to do, by the way, I have set up a private Fomo Factory Telegram group. Usually that's a paid group where I give you these calls, where I give you private videos as well, where I go way more in depth about this stuff, about trading, about these signals. So I will find a way, you know, to check how we can get people in the group. But I can already tell you, if you signed up through Bybit, link down below, because I partnered up with Bybit, and you deposit $100 or more right there, and you just trade a little bit, because I'm also going to give you some trading courses, then you get free access to that private group as well. So if you haven't have a Bybit account yet, sign up, you get a free Delysium airdrop, you get more free airdrops, 30k, up to a 30k sign up bonus. I'm not going to try to clickbait you into that. It's up to a 30k. And of course, free access to the group. So definitely do that. So this kind of content, I'm not going to talk a lot about that soon anymore, but already to just give you a little information about this. But Gala has hit my first target, but it's kind of in the area right now. So yeah, of course, between 3 cents and 2.3 cents. It's now at the upper side of the range, but it's there. It's there, and I definitely think that it could come to 2.9, but this is a good area already, maybe $2 cost a little into Gala. Illuvium, I told you like a week ago, like, yeah, you can buy here, but you can also buy it right here, right? And it's a big difference. It's getting there. And you know, we are basically already almost there. So, you know, Illuvium, therefore, like I said, you don't want to rush into things. Don't rush. IMX, quite interesting project. A lot of people like it. It's a good entry point right now, to be honest. It's quite of a decent entry point, but again, $2 cost. If I would have go with, I don't know, $1,000 into Immutable, I'll put 200 in right now. Nakamoto Games, like I said, it was 37 cents. I said in the interview with Nakamoto Games at the end, like it could come down to around 18 cents. I think that was my target. It's there. So that's beautiful to see. But I do think, though, that it could come down to 14 as well. That's why we have the 50 weekly moving average, this big support, the end of the bull market support band. We don't sit at a lot of, you know, support right now. Let me take a look. Fucking see the FI under $1 again. It's like, fuck my life. Volker Forged. Yo, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, so Volker Forged, like I said, the range between $5 and $2.60. It's now $2.90. So it's getting really to the better side of the range if you want to accumulate. And if you really want to be picky about that last part, go wait until it's sitting at $2.70. I would dollar cost here on Volker Forged. Yeah, definitely. See the FI. My bear target is 90 cents, to be honest, and I don't see a lot of support right now. So it could definitely go there. Superverse. Yeah, sad situation. 9 cents possible. Yeah. Ultra. Still in the range, now in the lower side of the range, at, you know, 17.5 cents. It's a steal, in my opinion. But then again, right, this is for dollar costing, because this is big support, and it could be that we see these lows again, that everybody thought like that was the opportunity. Look how it rallied. A lot of altcoins, they rallied from this point all the way here. This was a 2x, right? For some altcoins it was a 3x, and they're almost back at that. So why don't you take that risk again? Because it could do these returns, but it could also be that, you know, what, like I said, Ultra 35% down from here is all the way at 12 cents, right? Could go there, definitely. It could go there. So therefore, I always say dollar cost, please, dollar cost. Don't go all in on shit. Veracity, yeah, look. The thing with Veracity is that it pumped super hard from 0.002 to like 5x from there, and it's now back at 0.0044. It looks at some big resistance, big support right now. If you look exactly where this is, We had support right here. We had a lot more support right here. We had resistance right here. Back here we had some resistance. We have the bull market support band right there. So yeah, looks like a decent entry point, but I won't be surprised if it comes back here. And that is, I think, a 35% move down from here. More, 40. So yeah, it's a good place to dollar cost, in my opinion, for a lot of altcoins right now. If you have some specific altcoins you would like me to check out, let me know. For now, I want to leave it here. Yeah, that's it, guys. Stay safe. Remember, it's an opportunity. We're gonna make it. Bad news always gets the market down, but without bad news, you know, we don't get these opportunities. So let it play out. All good. Ignore the FUD. Don't be emotional. Have patience, and we are all gonna make it. Guys, I want to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.